Barking orders at plebs is not the type of communication skill set about to unleash hitherto latent high enthusiasm levels for work. Konnichiwa and welcome to the Leadership Japan series. I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story, President of Dale Carnegie Training Japan, broadcasting from Minato-ku in the center of Tokyo. And much more importantly, you are a student of leadership, highly motivated to be the best in your business field. I do 3 weekly podcasts, and if you have an interest in presentations, search for the Presentation Japan series. If you're interested in sales, then look for the Sales Japan series wherever you get your podcasts. We publish this one, the Leadership Japan series, every week, Wednesday at midnight, Tokyo time. Today's show is brought to you by the High Impact Presentations course. 2 days, 2 instructors, all the key structures you will ever need. Individual coaching and video review by experts. This is the Rolls-Royce of presentation training. If you have a performance or people challenge in Japan, then contact me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. We have a truckload of great stuff over at our website, japan.dalecarnegie.com, so check it out. Look out for the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show coming soon on YouTube. Before we get going, today's handy Japanese phrase is Doku no pasokon? Doku no pasokon? What brand of PC is that? Doku no pasokon? Doku no pasokon? Which brand of PC is that? Doku no pasokon? Doku no pasokon? Doku no pasokon? This is episode number 208. And today we are talking about a soft skills revolution required. Last week, you might remember, I talked about that article in Spar magazine where they had the results of their survey of 1,140 male employees, all in their 40s, about what they hated about their job. And the top 4 complaints were salaries not enough after years and years of deflation. I'm underappreciated and I feel underevaluated, actually, and also don't have a strong sense of purpose anymore. Apart from not enough money, in a time of massive corporate profits, the other issues are all about leadership soft skills. Dale Carnegie Training did a global study of engagement. The results for Japan were consistent with the global trends. Japan's scores were also consistent with every survey I've ever seen on the subject of engagement in this country. The percentages of those who are not engaged are always gobsmacking. Why would staff feel underappreciated? The reason is obvious. No one in a leadership position has shown them any sign that they are important, that what they are doing is important, and that they have a future in the organization. Part of the reason is cultural. Japanese prefer understatement and subtlety, not passionate plights of appreciation. A boss coming back from a training course suddenly telling staff how great they are and how much they are appreciated would be viewed with distinct suspicion that something odorous was about to descend, and there was some smokescreen before all hell breaks loose. This says a lot about entrenched ideas about leadership and expectations about leadership in Japan. The bar is so low here that any deviation towards something approaching more normal Western management styles is viewed in a negative light. That means we have some work to do. That global study said the gateway drug to gaining higher levels of engagement was to have staff feel they are valued by their managers. Often, work can become routine and parts of it can become tedious. The lower down the totem pole you descend, the harder it is for those at the bottom to recognize that what they are doing has any great relevance for the organization. This is where the boss has to reconnect them to the machine. They need to see how what they do is important and where it fits into the overall picture. The essence of the job itself has to be established as having relevance for them to feel they have relevance. Their work may or may not be perfect, but very few people in life try to do a bad day's work. They may not be geniuses, but they are usually doing the best they can. If we want higher levels in skill area, we need to train them. If we want greater productivity, we need to help them become more motivated. How can that happen? Well, telling people, be motivated, won't do it. This is an inside-out, not an outside-in process. The boss's job is to have such good levels of communication that the individual aspirations of the team members are known, and the work can be related to how this will help them achieve their aims. For the boss to be able to do that with any credibility takes training in communication skills and understanding people. Barking orders at plebs is not the type of communication skill set about to unleash hitherto latent, high enthusiasm levels for work. Even bosses finding the time to actually speak about these things with their team are difficult. Flatter organizational structures has pushed a lot of work onto the boss's plate. If the boss can manage time properly, know any bosses who can do that? And if they can delegate effectively, know any bosses who can do that? Then this flat structure, ordained busyness, will be counterbalanced to some extent. So, boss effectiveness in managing themselves sets up the organization to help them manage others in a more professional way. Japan needs to address these failures of leadership in the soft skills area and tap into the full strength of the working population. They are not making as many Japanese as they used to, so we have to make sure we allow all of our staff the chance to shine. In this regard, bosses have a bigger responsibility than ever before to get this right. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series, and we hope you enjoyed today's show, brought to you by the High Impact Presentations course. As mentioned, if you have a performance or people challenge in Japan, then contact me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Now also remember, to access all the good stuff we have on our website, it's over at japan.dalecarnegie.com, so check it out. Also, look at our other podcasts, the Presentation Japan series and the Sales Japan series, wherever you get your podcast. Shortly, we will be launching the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show on YouTube, so look out for that. In our next episode, we will be talking about how to resolve internal conflicts.